Today we're going to start our tag art. $180,000 has been raised for elementary art classrooms in the last 6 years of the program. You guys get the opportunity to become real-world graphic designers. You're going to learn about craftsmanship, copyright, and have a chance to sell your artwork. You're also going to learn how to work within a timeline because there's a certain date you need to be finished by so I can turn this in to the tag art people. Now online later you can purchase your tag. You can tell your family and your family friends and they can purchase your design for their car, which is totally great. But first you need to turn in the permission slip. If there's no permission slip turned in, I can't turn it in to the tag art people and they can't put it online so you could sell it. Here's what the permission slips look like. The theme for this year is art cars. Now make sure that when you design your art car, you don't have any copywritten logos. Now copyright is a very important thing to know about. So let's check out a short video on what it is.
Copyright is the concept that original works, such as writing, photos, or music, belong to the people who create them, and that you cannot use, copy, modify, or publish that work without permission. If you violate copyright, it's called copyright infringement, and you may face steep consequences, such as lawsuits or criminal charges. The vast majority of movies, music, books, photos, and other types of popular media are protected by copyright.
What does copyright mean when you're making your art? It means you can't put any logos, cartoons, superheroes, or famous quotes in your artwork. For the first day or two, we're going to sketch on our template in pencil, and then the second or third day, we're going to use marker. Make sure you don't put anything important in the red outlined areas, because, as you see, there is logos for the sponsors and holes to attach them to your car. So don't write anything or color anything important in those spots. Also, you can see the difference between the top tag and the bottom two. The top was done in crayon or color pencil, which is not bright enough. Step 1 today, we're going to sketch for the first day or day and a half. Then, day and a half to day 3 is coloring in with markers. I want to show you the rubric on how your tag art is graded and to see if it is up to the standards for me to turn it in to the tag art people. At the very bottom, it's way too light and there's way too much white space. The second one up from the bottom, it's filled, but it's not in marker, so it can't be turned in. The third one up is done in marker. You can see it's very bright, but there's not a lot of overlapping or interest or space or texture. But the very top does show texture, it shows shading, it shows different types of pattern, and it shows overlapping and space. So that would definitely qualify for me to turn it in to the tag art people for their vote. Yes, they are going to vote on your design and you might win a prize. So today, let's get some ideas on what an art car could look like. Check out the slideshow and complete your sketch today. Now if you don't want to copy my tracer that I gave you guys, you can draw your own shaped car. It doesn't even have to have 4 wheels. It can have 3 wheels. After you have your car drawn on your template, make sure that you add three-dimensional sculptures coming off of it, or give it a texture. It doesn't even have to look like a car, but it does have to have wheels, so we know it is an art car. If you want your car to have a message, yes, you can include text on it. Here's how some of those art car ideas were translated into original ideas. There's sculptures on the top of that Save the Butterflies car, and these ones show lots of potential. There is lots of pattern, interest, and thought put into them. They filled every square inch with a design, and when they're colored in marker, they'll look even better. First thing you're going to do when you get your template is on the back in pencil, write your name and your class code. Now, you're going to have to write your full name, which means your first and your last name in pencil on the back. Now, I know there's a place for it on the front, but don't write it there. Write it on the back. Also, there's a dotted line that when you design, you should not go past, because that's as big as the tag. To help you get the design of the car on the paper, we're going to use graphite transfer paper. It's dark on one side and light on the other. The dark side goes down, and then the car that you choose to copy on top goes right on top of the light gray paper. You have to hold the paper and the car with one hand. Do a couple lines as a test to see if you're doing it correctly, and if you are, continue to trace with a normal pencil right on top of the car tracer. If your transfer paper isn't dark enough, you're allowed to go on top with a regular pencil and trace again. Next step is for my online students. Since they don't have transfer paper, they're going to have to put their car tracer up on a window, put their template on top, line it up so it's within the boundaries of the dotted line, hold it really good, and then trace with a pencil. My face-to-face students will not be going up to a window. Now for the fun part, you get to decorate your art car. Think of a theme and lightly sketch it out in pencil. Remember, you are allowed to include text on your car. Just make sure there's no copywritten material like cartoons, sports teams, or restaurants. I even added some text in the empty negative space of the background of my car to make sure that it really has that wow factor. Also, I found some empty space down below, so of course I added a simple pattern so it doesn't take away from all the detail in my car. Here's what the finished sketch looks like. Now if you need some inspiration, I have 2 art car books you can look at and borrow. After the first day, on day 2 and 3, we're going to get markers to color in our design. Now, we're not going to be scribbling. We want the tag art people to accept your design, possibly even get you an award. So we're going to use nice, smooth lines when we color in with our marker. If you don't have enough color, I might suggest going around the outside edge like I did in orange to make a frame, but I don't want to see a lot of white template paper showing. That does not translate into an exciting license tag. So I hope you guys are ready to go. I'm very excited to see your designs. Show me your art car.